Owen, you said you'd make changes and that you thought it would be an experience for the players who came in. I mean, did it pan out that way? Do you think they will?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we made, was it 9 changes? And again, bearing in mind where we are, everything that's important to us, any game we enter into, we want to try and be competitive and win. And they worked ever so hard. And again, this is not playing against one of the elite clubs in world football, let alone English football. And one day recovery, as I say, we made 9 changes, excepting I think they made, was it 11 changes as well? But I think they, 10. Oh, there you go, 10 changes. And I think their team was probably worth about 200 million, wasn't it? So there's no getting away from it. We knew it was a tough ask. What was important for me tonight was that we came through the game unscathed in terms of injury, and some of the young players in the squad that were able to afford a great experience of playing against some world-class players. If the starting lineup wasn't bad enough, I think the 3 subs they brought on probably added to that another 100 million to the tally. So I'm disappointed, as I say, to lose by any margin of goals, and while it was 1-0 and even at 2, then it's certainly competitive. And I think the experience that they'll get is that, the younger ones in particular, that when it goes and the game's obviously beyond you as it got in the second half, then they've still got to be focused and disciplined, because we've all said and done, regardless of their quality, we lost really soft goals. And in terms of not the third one, it was a cheap free kick to give away, and the finish is what he does. I mean, he's just a world talent. But the free kick could have been avoided, and the 4th and 5th goal are really soft goals from our perspective. So there's certainly a lot that they can learn from that. But as I said before, it was important for us that we came through unscathed in terms of injury, and hopefully we have. It's okay, I can hear you. You're okay with the mic? Is that FIFA rules, is it?
5 goals sounds a bit harsh for a young goalkeeper, but he did well, didn't he?
Yeah, he wanted. I mean, I think he had two saves from the corners in the early part of the game. I don't recall that he had too many other ones that I thought, if there was anything else you would have expected him to save. But I mean, he made his debut tonight, and that's the belief I've got in him, that we're able to come to Manchester City after them beating United 4-1, and with the belief that we could put the kid in the goals. Also allowed Scott Carson some respite, because he's played every game and been outstanding for us. So that's what we've got to do. We know what our priority is at the football club, is trying to return to the Premier League. And if it meant giving up 9 changes, and that's not counting that Maloney and Holt and all those ones are still not available to us. So we know that for what our challenge is and what's ahead of us, that we'll be well placed to deal with those challenges. Tonight, as I say, was always going to be a big ask, even more so after the 1 day's so-called recovery from the league match. But TV dictated that both clubs had to play tonight, and we just had to get on with it. So again, there we go. What it does now, I mean, I think we've obviously been out of the cup competition. It'll maybe afford us a couple of those cup dates to play catch up in terms of the games in the league that we've been faced with. And that's, again, it's been a huge challenge from the outset of the football club in terms of us being playing catch up in the league every week, but that's just the way it is. So we'll probably have a couple of free dates now. I think Sheffield Wednesday and Queen's Park Rangers are the 2 games we'll be behind in the league, and if my memory serves me right, I think they both went out of the cup in the last round, so it might afford us the opportunity to catch up in the league games.
Owen, how disappointed were you that the game was actually scheduled for tonight? Do you think that extra day, if it had been played tomorrow night, would have made much difference to the outcome tonight?
Well, we don't know that. I mean, I think it might have made a difference to the outcomes in terms of the team selections. They might have played the team that started on Sunday. So we don't know that. The bottom line is we were asked to play it. We did that. The lads worked their socks off. I think in terms of us passing the ball, we could certainly do better than that. But there was a lot of them that hadn't played, for a long time. Great to get young Redmond coming on as well in the second half, and he's a huge talent and got a chance. Nichols gets his debut. Fraser Five, it was his first game of the season. So it was a big ask of a lot of that group. Juan Carlos Garcia, his first game as well. So it was important that we allowed them to get that game time. And I've got to manage this, the games that we play, and it's important to me that I've got, as I say, players fresh and ready to go to Watford on Saturday. It'll be a big game, and that's what I've managed to do.
Owen, you won't be disappointed in a Watford into extra time in their game. If you get something out of that game Saturday, you said you were willing to risk the wrath of...
Yeah, well, we knew that. Listen, the best teams in the world can come here and be on the wrong end of a scoreline. I've got to say, I mean, for 75 minutes, whatever it was, I thought we competed really well and valiantly in terms of how we defended. We accept that we certainly didn't have enough opportunities at that goal to hurt them at any given time, but that was always going to be happening. And when you make 9 changes, you lose the consistency and the fluency in terms of your play. If you'd have seen us how hard we worked, obviously, as we did in Belgium in the Europa League, and then coming in on Sunday again, a big ask, and how well we played and looked a real goal threat, then we know, as I said before, I love cup competitions. This is a fantastic cup, but we also know what's important to us at Wigan Athletic this season, and then we've got to prioritise. We'll be probably scheduled to play 60 games for a championship club, which is such a big ask, and so we have to manage that as best we can.